Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. Right here is a beer. This brewery I haven't liked a lot of stuff from. I haven't loved a lot of stuff from, I should say. But this can has made me fall in love with them right here. So this is the Publican House Seasonal Ale cans. So right here you see the Publican House Seasonal Ale. That's all it says, Seasonal Ale. It says, our delicious, fresh, all-natural lineup of seasonal beer. 473 milliliters beer. And then on the back of the can, they have the Publican House Brewery seasonal craft beers. So there are the list of their seasonal craft beers. So you have Stonewall Stout at 4.4% alcohol by volume, OC House Wheat Ale at 4.5% alcohol, Special Wheat 45 at 4.5% alcohol, and Henry's Irish Ale at 5.6%, and they just take a magic marker and they X off what it is. This one is a Henry's Irish Ale at 5.6% alcohol. Now that makes me fall in love with them, because here's what a lot of craft breweries are doing right now. A lot of craft breweries are going, we're not going to buy a marked can because we have to buy 500,000, say, of these marked cans. However, and then we're stuck with making just the one beer, 500,000 of the one beer. But if we buy 500,000 blank cans and buy 100,000 each of 5 different wraps, we've spent the same amount of money as buying the 500,000 labeled cans. And we have all these wraps that we can now wrap around the can, and we can make our different beers out of it. So what this has done has basically taken out the need for the wrap. I don't like the wrap. I don't think the wrap is. I don't think can wraps are very professional looking. I understand again why they're done. I just explained why they're done. I actually have a wrapped can back there. The Sawdust City Red Rocket Stout is can wrap. So is the Collingwood's, the Eureka Pale Ale from Bell City. There's a lot of can wraps out there right now. They're becoming the thing. I personally don't like them. I think this should be more the thing. I think this is a more awesome thing, but I don't think this would be allowed to be an LCBO purchase, which is probably why they don't do it that way. But I think this is just a better thing in general myself. And then when you recycle the can, they're not ripping off a can wrap, throwing that in the garbage, and then recycling the can. They're recycling the whole can. But yeah, I think that's a cool idea. Anyway, let's drink the beer, right? I've talked too much about it. I got this beer in November's brew box. Again, for those of you that don't know, I picked up a 1-month brew box just to see what you get in it, basically. And yeah, it was what it was, and it is what it is, and that's the way it's going to be. Look at this beer. This is a beautiful beer. I'm going to turn this light on just for right now. There we go. Look at that beer. Look at that beer. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful Irish red. Just a slightly hazy, hot Irish red. Nice big head. Nice off-white head. Small bubbles. Little snap, crackle, pop going. Not much. Your smell is pretty nondescript, in all honesty. The smell of this is pretty nondescript. It is just a beer. Really, it just smells like a beer. That's all. Just a beer. I know that sounds funny to say, but it just smells like malt. Nothing more. Nothing less. Just malt. Let's try it. Cheers. Visual appeal good. Aroma not as appealing. But the visual appeal is very nice. And the presentation of the can is very nice. Malt, roast, molasses. Get that sweet malty forefront, just that nice greeniness. Medium mouthfeel. Nice roasty finish. A little touch of sweet molasses as well in there, right up at the forefront. So molasses, malt, beautiful roasty, toasty finish. Nice toastiness on the back end. That's what my back end is kind of. It's giving you that roastiness that reminds me of a. It's giving me the roastiness that reminds me of just an English pale ale, those English bitters, just that slightly bitter, earthy finish, and I love it. You know what this actually reminds me of? Pure on, and this is gonna probably piss some people off. This reminds me immensely of a craft brewed version of Rickard's Red. This screams Rickard's Red to me. It screams Rickard's Red, it screams Keith's Red, it screams craft version of a macro red. And the reason I say that, well, first, the ABV is pretty close to the same, but it just is a tasty version of that. It looks the part, it has some nice head that just sticks around, and it's subtle, it's easy drinking and subtle. There's nothing spectacular about this, but and I mean, it sounds bad when you say that, but sometimes that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a beer that's just simple, a simple beer, and that's what this is. Here's their tasting card for it. I haven't actually looked at it yet from the brew box. What's it say back here? At 5.5% ABV. I think the can says 5.6. Yeah, your can says 5.6, and your card says 5.5. Just to put that out there. This full-flavored brown ale has become our most popular Irish-style ale. How many Irish-style ales do you have? Roasty, nutty flavor blends with a hint of chocolate and finishes with a gentle bitterness. Okay, I don't really get any nuttiness, but again, to each their own. Tasting is subjective to an extent, and I do find that. I say to an extent because if you drink this and you taste, say, orange candies, no, if you're drinking this and tasting, I don't know, something just way out of the park. There are people that you'll see that they'll try something like they'll try Canadian and get chocolate. That's not subjective tasting, that's just weird, and there might be something wrong with your taste buds. Not that you're wrong, but there might be something wrong with your taste buds if corn water tastes like chocolate, and I feel bad for you if corn water tastes like chocolate. Anyway. Yeah, this is just an Irish red. That's what it is. It is a beautiful beer. I really do enjoy it. There's nothing spectacular about it. There's nothing going against it. I'm glad that it's their favorite Irish-style ale. I mean, I wouldn't want to know what their least favorite Irish-style ale is. But, good beer. I wonder if what they're talking about with the nuttiness is just that kind of dirtiness on the background. I mean, kind of like the shell, the skin of the peanuts and stuff. It could be. But I don't think I would get any nuttiness. But that's okay. Out of 10 on this. You know what? I think this is the first Publican House beer I could actually get behind and buy. I will give this a easy 7.5. There's nothing spectacular about it. Again, it sounds bad saying that, but it's just a clean, crisp, easy drinking beer that you could sit back and enjoy with the guys all night. Bye, YouTube.